Don't you know that the music should be solid?
Whoa.
Got it.
Got it?
Well, it says got it, Rossi, and I pressed got it, and I got it.
Got it.
Your hair is doing a coatsy thing today. What's going on with you?
This hair.
Do you have a fan on?
There is a fan on, and I got to tell you, it's frustrating because what I did is I squeezed into Meg's office.
Yeah, you did.
Because they're working on the other, whatever. It's a long, ridiculous. It doesn't matter. It's stupid. But I literally just grabbed the MacBook. I grabbed this microphone and I'm sitting here and I'm kind of like perpendicular. I'm in a very weird position. So if you see my hair blowing because of the fan, I look good.
And me, I've got my coat on. Do you know why?
Why?
Because instead of setting my thermostat in my beautiful suite here to 69, I set it to 59. And so I woke up in the North Pole.
I'd be dead. No,
I am literally freezing in here.
I'd be dead.
And it's like 100 degrees outside. Like, what is happening? Anyways, trying to get some warmth.
Yeah, I would not, you know me in the cold. I got to tell you, this fan alone is kind of not doing well for me. And it's 103 out here. It's very hot out. And I can't wait to get in the heat and start working.
Your workers want you. So let's go. And you know what, Theo? Someone told me this might be our like 60th episode. Is that
really?
Is that crazy?
That's amazing if that's true.
60 of 92 or 93, 60.
And this is great because the title is Toad's Wild Ride. This has been a wild ride.
Oh my God, that's right.
It might end like the end of this episode, crashing into something, but this has been a wild ride.
I know about it.
This has been a wild ride. If this is 60 episodes, which I'm sure they'll confirm, holy shit, this thing has come a long way.
It's a massive climb. You're climbing on me because I'm a lot heavier than you.
Yeah, that sounds
My
terrible.
sideburns are a lot longer than yours, and you're climbing on me, bro.
I don't want to climb on you. Here.
I meant my shoulders, not really.
Okay. Like
kids.
Yeah, like they used to do when you sit on someone's shoulders and you do chicken fights.
Yeah, chicken fights. Yeah.
I always hated those. You never.
I liked them in the water. In the water.
I always had Mona, so I'd get on Mona and I'd chicken fight. Nobody's getting Mona on their
Nicholas Carmona. You're never not going to win in that chicken.
No, if you're in a pool, there's no question of who's on whose shoulder.
Tidalways everywhere.
Yeah, it was never that debate of like, you want me on your shoulders or you want to be on mine? I'm always on his shoulders.
Of course you were. I fucking love
I would turn into a hunchback. Let me tell you, I got to tell everybody what happened. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And I say that, and I've been through some of the craziest shit.
Oh, is this the
most
story?
People don't know about? But like one, I'm going to tell people because it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. So let me just start by saying, I obviously enjoy microdosing, right? I've talked about it. So on this day, which is a couple of days back, I decided to just do a little more because I was working in the yard and I was kind of like in nature and I was having the best day. I was like, literally, I have this new pole saw that I use and I was like cleaning up all the cedars and whenever you
love those saws.
Yeah. Whenever you cut oak, you got to spray paint it so it doesn't, wherever you hit it. So I'm like having the best time. I've become like one with this land. Like I clean up. All I do is walk around and clean up like all day. Because I think the guy
you've got that gene in you anyway. So
I just love cleaning the land. I'm like super into it. Right. And I'm just having the best time. So I'm just enjoying the day.
Yeah.
And I go to get the kids at school. Right. I go to get them and we're pulling up. We have the best time in the car. We literally have the best car rides because we're just listening to music. They love like everything. And we come up and they just tell me about their days. So we're pulling up to the property and it's big, right? We're on a lot of acres here, right? So we have a pond in the back, like a spring.
Yeah.
And I see two dogs come up from it. They're not mine, but they have collars on. And I go, oh, look at this. Must be lost because part of the property isn't gated, right? Like, whatever. In the back,
Yeah.
like way back. Oh, they must be lost. One of them is like a giant. One of them is a real big dog, like, 130 plus. And one of them is a smaller one, maybe in the 60-ish range, still big.
Yeah.
And they come up from the spring. They come up like it's like it's dried out because it's so hot here. And of course I say to the boys, stay in the car, leave the air on. Let me just go make sure they're friendly. And let me do my thing that I do.
Yeah, you're a dog guy.
I'm a dog guy. My dog's going nuts in the house.
Juno can hear all this?
Juno can hear it because she's in the little house at this time because all the construction workers are here.
Right.
So, hey guys, and one of the big ones just, and I'm like, no, it's cool. Hey, I'm a friend. It's all good. Let me run in. They look like they're so dehydrated because it's from afar. I'm from afar. So I go in the house really quick. Juno's like, what's going on? Tell Juno it's all good. I got it. I grab some treats.
Get some water
and water.
Or something.
Yeah, because I'm thinking they're in that spring drinking water. They must be. It's 100 degrees out.
Right.
Come out with the water. Come out with some chicken strips so I can earn their, trust.
Sure.
Big one doesn't really trust me. Little one, no problem. Comes right up, takes chicken strips, drinking water.
And Chester. From
yeah,
the Bugs Bunny
and Spike, and the little one is just drinking the water.
Call him Chester.
Chester is kind of punking Spike, the big one. And the big one, the big one's still barking at me, but they keep running back to the spring. And I'm like, so as they get close, as I get close, I don't want to miss this part of the story. I noticed that they're covered in blood.
Oh no.
Both of them.
No.
Yeah. Now remember, my brain's pretty hypersensitive at this moment, but they're covered in blood. And I'm like, oh my God, they're injured. Where's it coming from? But they keep running back to the spring. They're not staying still. One's barking, a little chaotic. I got the kids in the car. So that when they run back to the spring, I grab the kids and I go, hey, let me get you to the house with mom. Let me assess what's going on here. So I grab the kids, get them, shut the car, lock the car. Oh man, let me see what's going on. I go towards the spring. Well, let me tell you what was going on. They were eating a deer that was alive. The deer was alive.
That's not right.
Okay. The deer it was a baby deer. It was half alive and they were eating it. And I'm freaking out.
That's not right. That's not doggish. I don't know.
That's not doggish. That's not anything-ish, right? So I'm
cannibalish.
I'm the animal protector.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? I start freaking. I start scaring them off. I get all big. I do my thing that I've done I get big and I'm like, I scare them off.
The dogs.
Yeah. And the baby deer is hurt. So I'm going to go in front of this deer and I'm going to block it. And the deer gets up bleeding profusely out of its back. Both these dogs are covered in blood and they're wearing collars. And the deer goes to run, but gets caught in the fence.
Oh no.
There's a wired fence and the dogs run up and they start attacking it again.
Oh no.
While it's on the fence. Now I got nothing. Now let me tell you, let me give you what I'm wearing at this moment. I'm wearing a tank top.
You're probably wearing white, are you?
I'm wearing like some kind of whatever light colored tank tops. It's 1,000 degrees.
Sure.
Sweat shorts. And if anybody knows sneakers, Air Force Ones that aren't tied. I am in the least athletic fighting position you can be in because I was
might as well be naked.
I might as well be naked. It would probably be better off.
Might have scared the dogs right off. Should have thought of that. Oh no. What the fuck happened, bro?
Wait, so now I get them off again. And now we're in a fight.
Oh,
now it's and it's about to get physical.
You have a stick?
So wait, I don't have anything. It's just me getting big, barking. I always bark. I get growl. I get whatever. And I get bigger than them. And I can get the big guy back. The big guy, he's kind of circling around me. The little one, Spike is circling around me. Chester's kind of like, ooh, he's not scared of me.
Oh my God, these little fucking dogs, man.
Yeah. So I get in front of the baby deer. It gets the fawn. It gets out of the fence.
Good.
Yeah. And starts running towards the front, which is many, many acres away. So I'm like, this is good. And it looks like it's got some legs to it. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay, good. Head start. And I'm trying to hold these guys back, trying to hold them back. It looks like Cujo. They're covered in blood. And all of a sudden they break from around me and they just start tearing ass after it. Now there's a part of the property that is full woods. When I say full woods,
woods.
There is no roads in there. It is just tree after tree after tree after tree. And it gets dark, right? Even when it's light. The deer went in there, which I'm thinking is a great escape point, but I also realized there's fence around there. As I start tearing ass after them, because now I see the dogs going towards it, they're going to jump down this ridge and they're going right for this fawn. I hear, the deer got caught again. And they are mauling it. And I am running I am running as fast as I can, but I'm about to hit the woods part where there's no openness. So I am breaking through these trees and breaking through everything. Remind you, I'm on a heavy dose of whatever.
Thank you for bringing that back up. You are now starring in this movie. You can't get out of this movie. You're in it.
I'm in it. It's the most surreal thing ever. I'm breaking through, and I pick up like a giant 6-foot stick.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and start getting them off this thing. This goes on for about 45 minutes. Let me tell you what happened.
No.
Big guy left. I got him away.
Spike ran.
Spike
split.
ran. But let me tell you what happened before Spike ran. I got into a position where I was basically standing on top of the fawn, this bloody fawn, protecting it from them circling me. And they're circling me. They're like velociraptors in Jurassic Park. They're literally.
You didn't sign on for this movie.
I didn't sign on for this movie. So I feel like I'm in The Revenant. I am like in it. And what's happening? I am bleeding. I'm going to show you later. I'm bleeding from every part of my body.
No, you've got scrapes everywhere, son.
My neck, my chest, my legs are bleeding everywhere. And they're kind of circling me, but I get big guy. Spike's gone. I get him gone. Chester doesn't care. He doesn't care. And I think
it's always those little ones, man.
Every time the fawn would move a few feet, he'd get around me and get on it and start eating it.
God damn it.
So here's the craziest part.
How does this movie end?
No one knows what's happening because no one saw this. It's just me.
Yeah.
I finally get the fawn to run away after about 6 attempts where this guy kept getting baby fawn, Chester.
Yeah.
And it's just me and Chester.
Oh, no. Did you sit him down for a little talking to?
Sharp stick.
To paddle him a little bit?
I'm trying to talk to him now. I'm trying to communicate. And I say, you have to let this go. He's white and he's covered in blood. Literally, like whatever, Rosemary's Baby. He's covered in blood.
No.
And I'm like, you have to stop. I know you're probably hungry, but you obviously live somewhere. You have to leave this. Like, let it go. And I chase him out and and it got as close to physical as him and I can get.
Did he ever like latch on to try and bite you, or was he just
he came at me a few times.
Did he, little fucker?
If I didn't have that 7-foot, 6-foot pole vault in my hand of cedar, he's on me. Plus, I got blood leaking from me. So he's probably thinking, I'm going to
eat this guy now.
So I finally get him to go, and I'm just yelling, screaming. The fawn goes. I come out of the woods.
Oh my God.
The kids are there playing. I'm bleeding from everywhere. And I go, did anybody just see what just happened? And Megan has no voice because Megan's been sick. She goes, what are you doing?
What are you doing, honey?
She goes, are you bleeding? I go, did you see what just happened?
Did you not hear my voice? Am I screaming my big dog bear scream?
She goes, no. I go, I can't even. I tried to tell her, but I was like, she goes, what? The kids heard part of the story. They go, what happened to the doggies? And I go, they were eating the deer. Right? So
they weren't good doggies. They were being bad doggies.
Kane goes, at 6 years old, Kane goes, well, they were probably hungry. I go, no, Kane, no. And I walked inside and I had to sit for a moment.
No.
Covered in blood. I went into the little workshop so I could just be alone for a minute because I was covered in mud.
You and your
blood,
pole.
Dirt, my cedar pole.
Yeah. It's your new friend now.
And I had to take a minute. And
that
say,
pole's the only thing that saw what happened with you.
I said, is this real?
I know, right? Am I making this up?
Am I making this
You're in a
up?
bit of a state right now. That little state.
I called Mona and I sent him all the pictures because I was like, listen, I got to tell you this story, but I'm going to start by sending you
a photo first.
Photo evidence of me. I just sent them to you, Kim. This was right after I was bleeding. I sent him all the photos. And I said, this has got to be the strangest thing that's ever occurred to me because I'm a dog lover and I'm an animal lover. And I was at a crossroads.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I tell my mother this story, and my mother goes, you know, that baby fawn's going to die anyway.
Okay. Rossi, are you joking me right now?
I was bleeding from
Look at your legs. You on one of your calves, and my calves are twice the size of yours. That is barbed wire scratches that I've never seen. I was
running and jumping and running over fences.
No. That's
all
brutal.
I wanted to do was protect this fawn.
And the white socks and the little slippers work really well with that look too. No, you're fucked up, bro.
I'm fucked up.
Okay, that you must have had a shower and clean some of these wounds. Hey, like
it was more of assessing what happened, that if I was like, if this is, because then I started piecing things together. So here's the button on this story. The funny thing was, about a month ago while I was away filming, they called me up. The kids and Meg called me up and they're like, there's a baby. Arlo would say, he got killed. There's a fawn that's killed on the property. And I was like, oh, what happened? And apparently they came out one morning, 5, 6 in the morning, whatever. And there was a dead baby fawn in the back of the property. So I'm thinking, did these dogs execute it now? I'm thinking that. So then, I jog every morning, right?
Do you not run into these dogs ever?
Well, guess what? Oh. Guess who I ran into yesterday?
Oh,
I'm jogging.
Spike and Chester.
And I ran into them at the front of their gate, just sitting there looking at me. And I'm jogging past them and I went, okay, we meet again. We meet again.
Well,
I have not said anything to their owners yet.
I wonder if the owners need to be told about that. That's pretty barbaric.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. And I'm just, we're.
Yeah, no, I get you. I hear you.
I don't know. What do I say? Hey, by the way, your dogs are on my property eating a deer and it scared the shit out of me. My kids, not so much, but I don't know. Like, what if my kids were there?
Prove it.
What if my kids were there? Yeah. What if are they going to eat my kids? I love dogs. What do I do? This is weird.
That's tricky.
So that's my story. And
well, that leads right into Toad's wild ride, man. Because you had your own wild ride.
And it was basically me on the Toad.
Goodness.
I was on the Toad and it was a wild ride.
Holy shit, bro. I'm glad you're all right. That's crazy, man.
I know. When they circled me, I thought, am I going to get attacked by these dogs? I've been bit by dogs, but I've never been attacked.
Yeah, attacked is a whole different thing.
Yeah, like, are they going to start? Because the one guy was enormous, bigger. He had to be Rottweiler or something. I mean, he was a giant, but he was easy for me. The little one.
Yeah, it's always the little ones.
So Toad's wild ride, now that we're going to get into it, because this is a wild ride. I have a question for you. I have a question for you about this episode. Did you like it? I want to ask you that first.
Not really.
You didn't like it.
I'm going to tell you why. Because the whole theme of it was again all over the map. We could have got rid of so much shit.
Agree.
But boy, when Unser and Clay are together, when Charlie and his mom are together,
yeah,
it's just fucking great.
So I agree. Shit. Yeah, I agree. This is what I was going to say, and I apologize for cutting you off. I think that I think it was a great scene episode. There were great scenes.
I think you're right.
But I think the overall story they were trying to tell is something that could have been told 15 minutes in another episode or 15 minutes in this episode, and we could have added a lot more.
Well, that's probably, and we're on a big hit show now. It's the 7th episode, season 5, so they can do whatever the fuck they want. But I'm telling you, it goes back to what you and I have been saying since day one. When they write about the club and what happens just in this club, there's so much to say. There's so much to talk about that when we actually talked about it in this show, like I said, with Unser and Clay, riveting, fucking great. You've got some issues going on with Clay.
Yeah. Like if you would have did more of that, like, you know what I'm missing here? Like you hint at it as Tig in this episode a little, where obviously you hate Pope, right? Look what he did to your daughter. You don't trust him. We never got like a scene where, and I was imagining this when I was watching it, where like, let's say Jax is like, hey man, I know you think everything's Pope, but maybe it's not. And like Tig goes, but you don't understand what I saw. Yeah. You don't know what I looked at with my eyes. And, and I was there when he did. You don't know him like
that's good stuff to watch.
Like if I'm watching that scene, I would be so in. But instead, I'm getting these things that are like
one-liners,
nonsense. Yeah. So let's get started. We go on this night where I do love the night riding shots. Jax is on the new bike.
I do too.
Bobby's on the old one. Big rock song. We're opening with that big rock song, which we always did.
Yeah.
And then we get right into kind of picking up where we left off, which is Clay with the nomads. And they're in this heated discussion about the plan. And they kind of tell us everything that we kind of knew, but now they're really telling us why they did it. You're going to give us half of your money. We're going to put you as president. This is all stuff I didn't even know. I forgot about all this, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's a fine scene. We needed it.
But it's a bad team all around. I just wrote down, it's a bad team. All those nomads and Clay, it's just a bad team. You don't want to be on that team. Well, we now know who's on the team, and this is not going to end well.
No. And again, it's a fine scene. It's, Clay's dominating, which is great. And it's just,
but they're all screaming, bro. Like
they're all screaming. And I guess Greg the Peg's supposed to be the one who's kind of not like fully on board. And I'm a little confused. It does feel like this came out of nowhere, but okay.
I think it did. No, that's a really great pickup. And I think Kurt and the writers wanted to give the boys something before they all get shot and killed. Let's give them something to actually say. Unfortunately, it's just yelling and screaming. And that's just what they got. That's it.
Obviously in the writing, the introduction of the nomads knew that this was going to be towards them siding with Clay and doing these home invasion things and then it going wrong. They knew that. When I say, I think there might've been a better way to make Clay look like he was undermining Jax. And I never want to question the writing because it's a hit show, but like maybe it could have been things like trying to get Tig and Juice on his side, maybe trying to do other stuff, but like you're bringing in these guys that I don't care about. Right. So whenever I see them on screen, it's no offense to them. They're great actors. I just don't care about that storyline. Does that make sense?
True. It makes complete sense.
So then Gemma's in bed now with the dude from the last episode, the young buck, Mikhail.
And I wrote down again, waking up beside a guy that she doesn't really know. Like
fucking repetitive.
She's really, I guess she's the Toad's Wild Ride. I mean, she's just going nuts right here.
Yeah, the Toad thing is in reference to the toy, and Toad's Wild Ride is a ride at Disney.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Toad is also a term for psychedelic drugs, but I'm sure that's not what they're talking about here. And the wild ride that goes around with that, doing the Toad. Have you ever heard of doing the Toad?
I have not.
Yeah, a lot of people are big on that. Yeah, it's actually way older than it's from like a million years ago. But sure.
Copy that. No.
Okay.
No.
Tara and the baby, she's sitting there kind of going through some papers. We see her plotting and planning something. And then Unser's smoking weed. And now we know where Jax and Bobby were going. They show up.
Yeah.
And then he shows them all the stuff that he's doing with the investigation, all that, right?
So I was a bit confused and I figured it out. Like that trailer, where's the trailer now? It's not at Telemundo. It's another
Unser Trucking that he sold.
Oh, it's at the trucking. Okay, gotcha.
That he now works security for the trucking
Correct.
place that he earned. I
Correct.
had to decipher all this.
That was very unclear to me. All right.
Very unclear.
Got you.
So that's when Bobby, again, the squeezing in of humor gets me almost agitated, where it was like, did they give you a badge? And it's like, he's a security guard. It's no fault of its own. It's just, they're trying to do a lot. They're trying to do a lot fast.
Isn't that the truth? Because every once in a while, those one little liners work as comedy, and it has nothing to do with the delivery or the actor. We're all talented guys and girls, but where the show's going, where the scenes are going, sometimes it's uncalled for. Sometimes it just doesn't. I don't need to laugh right now.
Yeah. So, and again, you just said it's uncalled for. Like it's not needed. We're going somewhere else. Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
And it almost makes the character look strange, because it's like, why would you say that? I'm just telling you that.
Yeah.
Isn't someone dead, or isn't, like, what are you there for? So again, he shows them what's going on in the investigation. It's so funny. Go ahead.
Then Bobby goes at the end of the kind of the threesome there. He goes, we better have some proof, like, okay, we better have some proof. So we need to find out more before we come down.
Yeah.
Let's write some more stuff.
Tell the audience exactly what's needed. Here it is. Let me hold your hand and take you on this story, just in case you don't understand and everything. And again, I understand that you and I have been in those positions where we say those lines where we're like, who is this line for? Is this for like, do you want to just subtitle this? It's like, do you want to just write on the bottom? They're trying to show you that we need proof for the note. Yeah. So it's silly. So Gemma has been robbed by this guy.
Yeah.
Joel McHale. He takes off. Again, I'm not sure what the point of this whole thing is, but sure. Go ahead.
It's just to show, and this happened very slowly, but you have Jax, and right underneath you have Gemma. Clay's falling off. Some of us are falling off just a little bit in the storyline. This is another thing for Gemma. This is Gemma's storyline. Oh, she's sleeping with a guy. He ripped her off. He's stolen her car. What? Why? Like, why?
And again, I guess it's all pointing to the wild ride at the end.
Right.
I get it. But I do feel like there was definitely things, maybe I'm just in an honest mood today. I do feel like there were definitely, after my Revenant moment, I do feel like maybe there were things where they were like, well, wait a second. We have to make this a big part of the episode. So what do we do here? What do we got? We got to figure out something where that might not have been the case for other characters, where it's like, oh no, that.
I wonder, what you're bringing up, which is so interesting, Rossi. I wonder if there were actual conversations in the writer's room where right now the discussion was, wait, we need a chase scene. Wait, we need some of that. We need some action rather than having a Clay Tig, Clay Juice, Clay Jax, Clay Chibs, where you see Clay's mind of where he's going. All it's just all dialogue. It's all dialogue. And it would be great dialogue because Sutter writes so fucking beautifully.
So beautiful.
But they went away from that when they could have stayed there and went, oh, we need action. We need to see Gemma unfold.
And I think, again, I think this is where that's the beauty of the show. People love the montage. They love the chases. They love the drug running. They love the violence. They love whatever. But at the same time, I'm one of those people that loves the talking and loves the character study and loves that stuff. But the problem with, I think, any art is that who are you trying to serve with your art? right? Like who you, and when you get into network and TV and movies,
Yeah.
you got to serve so many different people. We're seeing that a lot now, meaning that what I mean by that is I don't mean physical people. I mean the tastes of people.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Some like violence, some like action, some like great drama, some like comedy, some like, well, guess what? We're going to try to give everyone a little of everything, which is great. That's what life is. But at the same time, you also can't get away from what you are. And I think that the relationships of this show, especially the club members, was the foundation. It's what got us to season 5.
Yep.
And there's a lot of stuff that has not been touched on yet.
Yep.
I'm still wanting to hear from Tig about Pope and his feelings. I'm still wanting to hear more about what's going on with Opie. Where's everybody at with that? I still want to hear how did it feel?
And you're right. And I think there's a scene coming up. I could be completely wrong, where I go see Clay, and we'll get to that if it's still there. If I remember where I go to his place where you
I'm
always
at the house. I remember it because I was there.
And I think I dismiss you and I talked to him.
Yep.
And I try to. It was an effort by the writers to give a little bit of which I always complained about. I wanted more Clay. I wanted more Tig Clay kind of stuff. And we didn't get hardly any of it because we've said this a million times, and for right or for wrong, it still is an incredible, powerful show. Once that train left the station, it was on to new things all the time.
That's right. And again, that's cool.
It is.
But
Yeah.
I guess I'm a sucker for the club stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think the next scene, if you wrote it down, I'm not sure, but that
Zito and
Yeah. Okay, fine. It's a bit of a forced conversation. I found it really.
That was Zito's big bike. Which was
nice. Big bike, and
do you remember trying to ride those things? Those are
hard.
They're really hard on you.
Hard. I don't know how they did it, but at the end, did you notice what Chuck did?
The finger.
Yeah,
the finger on the glasses.
Yeah.
That's a Chibs move.
That's a big Chibs move, man.
Yeah, I guess I've never done that in my life, so I guess you put it.
I don't think I've ever done it either.
Your
but
middle finger up.
He did it. He did it flat out. There it was.
Yeah, that's a move. I don't really wear glasses, but I loved the choice. It's an amazing choice by Chuck. Unser with Peg. This is. I got to tell you, if anybody goes back to this scene, I just want you to watch great camera work. When Unser comes,
Peter Weller directed this episode, Ross.
Holy fuck, man!
Really good.
When Unser comes up on Greg the Peg,
yeah, really good.
You see his face in the rearview mirror.
Really great. Right on the bike. It was amazing. Beautiful.
And I'm going to tell you, we're going to go to something later that he does too with his camera. So I love that. Unser's investigating, and
he knows it all.
He's so great at those. He's so great at
those.
He's so
effortless.
He's so
believable.
It's just in my nature.
And again, can I just say this? And we all had it, but when you don't know what a character is going to say, like when you really don't know what he's going to say, and you have that believability as an actor, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't. And he is as effortless and as he never overthinks anything. I mean, this is why you can't even talk to him about anything to do with acting, because he kind of is really quick with it. Like I remember I'd spend, you remember me and you at his house. I'd be there all the time.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'd be like, I'd want to learn from something from him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, he'd go, you just fucking do it.
Yeah.
You just shut the fuck up and say it. I go, that doesn't make sense. You just said, shut up and say it. He goes, you know what I mean? Just shut the fuck up on who you are and just say the lines. And I go, oh. Like his was very like,
it's just beautiful.
Don't fucking overthink anything. Just fucking
pure.
do it.
Yeah.
It's pure. So there's that scene. And then we get to Jax at the new Dios Norte, which was on our set, which becomes a giant part of our lives. This is our first time seeing it.
Yep. Can I talk about that?
Sure.
Okay. So
you were there.
I was there. And if you noticed, and I don't remember, but I know this is true. I, as Tig, have my sunglasses on inside, which I never did. And I am running out following Chibs like a little kid in a candy store. And I have a stupid line where I go, I'm so excited. I'm laughing. And I know for a fact that just before action, Chibs told me something so outrageously funny. This is the stupidest scene in the world. We're going to fucking trip, and who gives a rat? Something like that I couldn't stop laughing. So I used it. I put my glasses on, couldn't see my eyes, and I ran through it so quick. That's what happened.
Best thing you could do too is like, is not fight against whatever it is at the moment. I used to do that sometimes. It's like you fight again. You're like, no, I'm supposed to be doing this. And then you go, no, I'm not. I'm supposed to be doing whatever I feel in this moment as the character.
Yeah.
So that's a great lesson.
Zipped right through. There we are. Dios.
And it made it interesting, right? So Tig finally makes an appearance on the bike with the boys, right? We get to finally see you. And
I think this is my very first scene with Nero. Again, I could be wrong. The kids will tell me if I'm. I don't remember ever.
No, the wedding.
What wedding?
Jax and Tara had their little like vows.
Nero wasn't there.
Sure, he was. We did it.
Nero?
Yeah, we did it at the Osa.
Oh, sure. Was he there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's listen, and I'm an idiot, and
I know I'm a bigger idiot than you. We all know that, but I don't remember any of this shit. All right, Nero.
But Gemma's ashamed of herself. You know, here's two things. It's okay. So again, I didn't fucking write the show. I barely know anything about it. You could have had a moment there with Tig and Gemma because they had such a relationship right there. I was waiting for the moment where she turns to him and Tiggy says something to her of like, hey,
it's so true.
It'll be okay. Hey,
no, it's so true.
Hey, you're all right. Just literally something as simple as
the last time we really left these two, I was in her lap, smoking pot, getting over the Dawn tragedy, then the Fawn tragedy.
Yeah.
And now it's like no one talks.
When Jax comes out and says, you don't drink banana, whatever vodka, like if Tig would have been there and just been like, hey, it's all right.
Yeah.
Like
since when do you drink banana vodka? Yeah. So,
but we didn't get that. And then
can I ask you a question right here?
Yeah.
Does Jax ever smile again in this show?
No.
I mean, he might a little bit with Tara a little bit, but does he ever smile and laugh?
No, but this is the best looking he ever is. He is in full Steve McQueen mode. He's
pretty greased back, ready to go.
Ready to go.
President of the club, no doubt.
Yeah, looks fantastic. No, he's not he's never in a good place at this point. And I'll tell you something that comes up later, which is a great foreshadowing. So Tara looking at pictures of Otto and the club.
Yeah.
Clay telling her what's what, kind of like wants to tell her Jack should have killed me. Yeah. Juice pulls the Mr. Furley in Three's company, and he's outside and overhears everything.
I loved it.
Yeah, I
loved it.
Me too, but the weird thing was Tara, like their stare when he came out of like, it just maybe like he should have pretended he wasn't listening. I don't know. Maybe it was just my choice.
I think we're so over any pretending of anything. Everyone's lying to everybody anyway. You have Clay walking in, like you just said, looking at photos. He said he should be fucking, not long on this earth coming up. And Tara goes, don't even fucking think about, stay away from me. And then there you are, all uncomfortable. But I don't know. Anytime I got a chance to see Juicy Pants' real feelings in this fucking show, I loved it.
Yeah, and he is. And I had to be reminded how far he is removed from who I am as a person. He really is like the pound puppy. He is so emotionally beat up from
the pound puppy.
He's the pound puppy. He is like everything impacts him now. He hears this about Clay and he's just like, oh my God, there's like a riff. His innocence at this point was so high that the thought of him even killing people or doing anything vicious
other than himself,
he
will walk through minefields again at any time anyone wants him to. He'll do it for the club.
He's all fucked up.
He's not going to kill a fly.
He is so fucked up, this kid. So, Juice overhears and he's figuring out what's going on, or at least trying to piece something together. Okay. Now we go to Chibs and them and the crew coming into Nero or wherever it is and saying he's out in the back. First of all, can I just say how much I love to see Chibs run, because it is so peculiar.
Yeah, I don't remember Chibi's run. I know.
Well,
Bobby's
Tommy's
run.
not much of Tommy is not much of a run. Like I know he works out and stuff, and I know he does stuff, but he doesn't like.
He's not a runner.
No.
I used to be a runner, but now I'm just too old to run.
So watching him like move like with that Scottish body and all the leather on and all that, like it's just really interesting.
It's great. It's great. He's very upper body.
It's very upper body. So big chase ensues, music and violence.
Don't remember any of this. Don't remember any of it.
You guys, there's a try.
Must have been high. I don't remember a fucking thing about this.
Yeah, well, I am. I always am. Try a comedy. There's a try a comedy, and
where?
I guess when they catch him or something, or is that did they catch him yet? Yeah.
Okay. Look. What was it? I know what I want to say. So the cameras now. You alluded to it earlier with Peter Weller and the show at large. We had some of the greatest on bike cameras now. Like from on the bike, they were real. That's really Charlie. It's really Tommy. It's really me. It's fucking
It's
real.
the only reason they can do those.
And
that's the only reason they could do those on bike cameras because we really rode the bike.
We actually rode all the time. Anyway, really, really cool. Okay, so our boy, our white guy goes racing.
Mikhail.
Oh yeah, and then out of the blue, he starts shooting. Like, is he fucking nuts? Like, what kind of shit?
Why is everybody just shooting in public?
Why is everyone shooting?
I don't know.
He ripped off Gemma. He got some poontang on the side.
Yeah.
He stole the truck. Just give it back. Get beat up.
Does he want to go to jail for murder?
And then go to jail for the rest of your life? What?
Murder?
Murder?
Just get out of the car and go, okay.
Hey, man, I fucked up.
Hey, I'm a fucking scoundrel.
I'm an idiot.
Sure. I don't want to murder anyone.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Let's just shoot people. Oh,
and you don't want to murder. I'd be like, you don't want to murder me because you're going to then you'll be a murderer again. I know you're probably already a murderer and I don't want to murder.
I've been feeling with those cuts on, you probably have done something.
Probably murdered,
but I haven't.
But let's not have the whole murder thing. Here's the money. Here's the keys.
Yeah.
Let's just all go home.
And the first time I remembered anything about this scene is when Charlie zipped down that hill, me right behind him. I'm starting to remember the scene now. When we grabbed this guy. Now, was it just me, Rossi? Or was this scene just too short and too stupid?
Both.
Was it kind of both?
Yeah. So
it starts, it's over.
Yeah, it's stupid. The whole thing's stupid.
And he starts walking away. It's just so bad. Like, what was that about? I don't know. It was a very anticlimactic fucking scene.
And again, for what? If you wanted to prove that Jem is a mess, you could have just had this guy steal it and he's gone. What is the point of having like you don't need that? Like
action.
Your narrative is to prove that Gemma is a mess, but you just wasted of a 46-minute episode. And I don't want to say the word wasted, but you technically wasted 8 minutes on this big chase thing. But you could do it in another way. Whatever.
Anyway, we get back to a really good scene now. We cut from that with Clay and Pegleg. And I wrote down, because that's really not all I care about. I care about the whole show, obviously, but just Clay's dilemma and where these home invasions are actually going to go and end up. I'm more interested in that than anything at this point.
It says Unser needs to go.
Yeah.
And you, for a second, as an audience member, go, holy shit.
Holy shit.
They just killed fucking Opie. Piney's gone. Everybody's gone. Why wouldn't they?
Dayton's next.
Why
He's got cancer on the show anyway. Oh, he's next.
This is going to be brutal.
I believe that.
Me too. So then I'm sitting there going, because I forgot how they got out of it. So I'm sitting there going, oh shit. Okay. Tara and Bobby trying to figure out ways to convince Otto. We're seeing those young pictures, those Photoshop things. Sure.
I don't know. I mean,
what's the point? What are they trying to convince Otto to do? Not turn on
the whole Rico thing. The whole Rico thing. And okay, but I don't know why Tara's so involved. She's so involved at this, right? She's so, I got it. I'll go back. I'll do it. Well, okay.
Again, I think that we're giving somebody something to do, right? This is the whole thing, right? And then she goes right to Gemma and they're bringing up Luann.
Yeah.
Smells like cum and patchouli. It's pretty funny, actually.
That was funny, actually.
Yeah, I do love the smell of patchouli. It's so weird. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in college, or as you
said,
university, I used to equate it to all the hacky sackers, all the guys who would just like smoke shit.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, like all this, they'd be like literally wearing whatever those things are of all those colors. They make blankets out of them. I forget what they're called, but they'd be wearing those and playing hacky sack. And I'd be like, these guys always smell like patchouli, or the girls. And that's what I associated with when I was a young buck. And then, but now Megan, everything in our house, we have oil diffusers everywhere. It's like a fucking spawn here. And, it's so bizarre. They're everywhere. Like I
can't wait to get.
I'm looking at 2 right now that are these oil diffusers that just diffuse natural oils in the air, and it always smells like a spa. And
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, one of the.
You know what I smell like? I know
I
got a couple of combos going on.
Lavender is the base for you.
That's one of them, and then there's another which you'll keep secret.
Yeah, but man, I'm really loving the smell of patchouli. So, point is, she tells her about that. They're gonna give her this scent. They're trying to decipher what it is. Okay, cool, fine little scene, whatever. So the crew comes back, and this is a little bit of a moment. Nero disses Gemma, doesn't even speak to her.
Well, hang on. Sorry, I got to bring up one more little thing where Jax walks in. Is that right then? Does Jax come in now?
He came in, but they don't have no, he's not in yet. The crew just got back.
Okay, my bad.
And
Keep going.
Gemma just disses, like Gemma goes to talk to Nero and he goes,
got it.
Here's the keys, whatever. And you could tell he's not having this, right?
Right.
And I got to tell you, it is a little weird. Maybe I missed a plot point of this story. I thought they got back together after the Carla thing. They didn't. So that's why she was with the other dude.
And I think that's why she's with the other dude for sure. She's lost. That's for sure. She's going down the path of Toad's wild ride. That's for sure. But Nero, did I see this did he show some jealousy towards that kid?
Oh yeah.
Who stole the truck and like a boyfriend would?
Yeah.
I think so. So they're not.
He loves Gemma. That's not a question. He loves Gemma
for sure, but they're not allowed to be together right now because of the deal he made with Jax. That's for sure.
That's right. So they come back right now. Gemma apologizing to Jax. Now he's in there.
Okay. And did you notice when he walked into the office, Charlie was so good at wearing those checkered black and white shirts once in a while as Jax, right?
Plaid. Some people might call it plaid.
Plaid. Let's call it plaid. That's exactly what I should call it, plaid. And did you notice the color of the couch in Gemma's office is plaid? It's striped zebra.
So they're double plaid.
Double plaid. I'm not sure it's a good look, but nonetheless,
probably not good for camera either.
Probably not good for camera.
Here's something that's really interesting that I wanted to talk to you about in an acting standpoint, because I'm guilty of it too. Definitely a lot more when I was younger. When people take on emotion, they start to talk low. They say, listen, I'm really sorry. And, I didn't mean to do whatever. And it's almost like your entire existence changes, your voice. And then I've been, over the years, really assessing, like in my own life, if I'm talking about something emotional, do I ever talk low? And I said, I don't. Why is it so big on screen? Do you notice that it happens a lot, right?
It does happen a lot. I've never really thought about it, but it does happen a lot. Maybe it's a case of, when you get emotional like that, you really don't want to say anything. So you should be feeling these things. And if you don't want to say much, you just kind of stay low with it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's like being more guarded, but I was
that's a good word, actually.
Yeah, but what I try to do is I try to assess, like in my own life, like whenever, and this is really, it's obviously.
Well, it depends on the emotion, right? Theo, I mean, it depends on the emotion, what that emotion is. Is it a loud emotion? Is it a crying emotion?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you're in an apologizing sense, let's say, right. And what's funny is I'm always processing stuff in my real life. And that's why Megan will say to me, it's really funny. Megan will say to me sometimes, she goes, are you thinking of a scene? Like if we're in the middle of a fight, we'll be in the middle of a fight. And I'll be like, what do you want to do? the kids are doing this, kids are doing that. And she goes, are you thinking about acting? And I'm like, I actually just was. I was thinking, like, how would I do this? How would I use this
I love it.
Like, I'm thinking of my emotions and trying to.
It's a good way to get out of a fight.
Toolbox. Yeah, it's a good way to get out of a fight. So, but I did notice the low talking. But what I loved about this is it's a great scene because it foreshadows when he says to her, we're going to get past this. We're going to get past all of this. And everything's
that's so true. But I find that Gemma, Katie, always had a hard time crying. Gemma, the character, had a rough go with it. And I thought
which should be true, right? Because think about everything she's been through in her life.
She had a rough time with it. And I thought she was so good in this scene. I thought it was shorter somehow. Did you feel it was cut a little bit? I think a little bit was cut.
I think what had to be said had to be said. They hit the goalposts on all of them because he says about the stuff with his brother. Right. It's a powerful line about his brother.
I think
that right. He wanted his mom all to himself.
I think
and then when he
right.
says we're going to get past everything, that's a great foreshadowing. Because in my mind, I'm thinking about them being alone together in season 7 and what happens right in the final scene, and they didn't get past it.
No.
Clay with Juice is driving the El Camino. Don't remember any of this.
Yeah, man.
I love
Look at you with that El Camino. That was a beautiful, I don't know if that was Tony Medina's car. The late great Tony Medina. It might have been his car, actually.
The late great Tony Medina. And you know what's funny about the El Camino? I never really understood it as a car. As someone like you who started my life.
Oh, I understood the whole thing.
Well, you're not really going to use it as a pickup.
That was the idea. See, what they tried to do, and it didn't satisfy either group. Didn't satisfy the truck group, didn't satisfy the muscle car group. They wanted to combine the two. They wanted to go, you can look so fucking cool, and this will have beautiful 411 rear end. It's going to be so fast. Oh, and you can take your table and chairs in the back. And so it never satisfied. And it just fucking went away. It's
become such a like a monumental look of a vehicle.
Some of the boys who have El Caminos now, they're so proud of those.
When I was living in East LA, like the eastern part of LA, when I was there, I mean, the El Caminos are they're beautiful. How well they're done. But again, every time I saw one, I would go, man, that's a beautiful car. I would never want one, but man, that's a beautiful car. You know, and it's almost like oh man, I'm always going to forget it. There was this beautiful little convertible that was so incredible in the 60s that like, I love the way it looks, but it was a little too small for me. I'm like, oh, I would never want that one. I'm going to remember what it is. It's not
not sure.
Yeah, I'll get it. But and then there's other ones like the GTOs and the Camaros and the Novas. Like, you know,
like I got,
I want that one.
Yeah. The Roadrunners. I mean, Mopar, Chevy, Ford, they all had them. Amazing.
And for me, being out here in Texas, I'll see a lot of like 80s, 70s pickups that I'm like, yep, that's it. But having it in between, not so much. So no, I don't remember driving that Camino, but
sounded amazing.
Clay talking to Unser.
Okay, like, come on, like Dayton subtly grabbing that shotgun.
Yeah.
Clay coming in so relaxed.
It's one of the best scenes I've seen in the show.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So before anybody jumps on my ass of what I'm talking about, here's the scene to show you what
we're talking about. That kind of
the tension.
Oh, fuck. And what's made it even better for me, which I can only imagine what it was like on that Tuesday night back in 2011 or 12, was you don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
No.
The tension. I forgot that Clay was setting this up. And is he going to shoot him? Are the nomads going to come in and blow him up? What the fuck is happening? Anyway.
Can I tell you something that's crazy? Because we're getting near the end and I just want to say this. Do you know if this is our 60th episode, you know what I was thinking when I was watching this? Us doing this has kind of made me a better actor.
Oh, no, there's no doubt about it.
Isn't that
you couldn't tie your shoes in the first show.
Just
now you're fully dressed and
because we're watching
it, no doubt.
And like watching the subtleties of this great group of actors, but really analyzing that as because you're taking notes, not just watching it for entertainment, like watching it and like watching and going, it's a fucking great move there. Like in this scene, you know, or even Clay kind of turning, taking his gun out, kind of turning his back.
Great.
Oh man, this is all stuff that I can use.
Great.
So it's fucking great. So obviously this big scene happens. Shotgun, they're dead. Fucking.
Well, so hang on. So, but I got a couple of lines when they go, if this is a confessional, maybe I should just, you know, turn on a record. And I miss Chief Unser. I mean, great lines in there for both those boys to play to each other, which have so much weight. Anyway, keep going.
Great writing, great
writing.
And then again, Unser's quick on the trigger. Boom, he's gone. Boom, next guy's gone. Here we go, right? Everybody's dead. Unser kind of tells him, get out of here. So you see, that's their reunion. If you need a reunion, it's right there in that line. They don't need to say it. They do it in action.
Yeah.
And we're out of that scene, and I'm thinking about ballistics, but that's fine. I'm not going to get technical of like how they would know. But
I have one question though before we leave the scene, and that is, did you notice how Clay's heartbeat was 57 beats a minute? Like
never stressed the second.
He wasn't stressed for a millisecond. He wasn't stressed for a second. And I went, whoa, that's either really, really cool choice, or that's just the way Clay was, or
I think he didn't care at this point. I think he knew he made a lot of mistakes. I think that Clay, I think that's
a really good point, Ross.
I think he's still plotting and planning, but I think he's more flying by the seat of his pants at this point.
I think when he said to Tara and you just a minute ago, where my days are numbered.
Yeah,
they are.
And he
in his own head. Yep.
Bobby tells Jax, the whole crew rolls on. There's Tig again. You know, we get to see Tig comes in, right? Everybody runs in. Bobby's talking to Jax, and then the whole crew comes in. And now they're saying, you know, Juice is in a pickle. We see Juice in the background.
Juice is so in a pickle, man.
Hand in the pockets, in a pickle. And they need to track down Zito.
Yeah.
Frankie Diamonds. They need to track him down. And now we go to Gemma Unser reunion. I don't want to spend too much. It's a great scene, but she does say a line that I absolutely love and appreciate as Theo, where she says, too many people feeling shit need more truth. If more people were truthful, we wouldn't be in this shit.
Yeah.
It's the fucking greatest line.
That's the underscore of this entire fucking show right about now.
Should be the underscore of this world.
Right? Of this whole world. Yeah, you get that right.
I try to tell people all the time. I try to teach my kids this, like, just say what you mean. And like, we could avoid so much, like, just like, what is it? Like, let's cut to the truth here. Like, you know, if someone's feeling insecure, I'm like, what are you insecure about? What's up? You don't need to be insecure.
Let's talk it out. Yeah.
Let's talk it out. Like, let's just be truthful.
Yeah.
Instead of like the feelings of like, cause the feelings are gonna, you know, hurt you. It's the truth. Then we could deal with it and figure out a plan, as opposed to just, I'm feeling this way. So it's a great little scene with them. Now, this is one of those scenes coming up where something happens that you've been a part of, I've been a part of. Someone's rolling out while someone's rolling in, and it's all on camera, right? So Juice is rolling out, Tara's rolling in, right?
He had that beautiful little hunched over Juice riding style.
Yeah, and it's just like it's all happening at once. It's all in a oneer, right? You know, and then we got Gemma to stay with the kids. Tig's gonna go ride with, which I love, right? Shows your loyalty to Jax, right? Right there.
Yeah.
Which is cool, right? Those are little moments that I'm glad it's connective tissue to the other stuff that happened.
Yeah, it's fine.
Tara's trusting Gemma. We cut to Nero's. You just talked about the jealousy earlier.
Oh yeah, the beatdown. Yeah, all that stuff. Jealousy.
Down. It's hard to fight in those slip-on shoes, but sure.
Hey, let me ask you. Now we're at the Juice and Clay thing. Like, how were those scenes for you? Do you remember? Like, how were they? Did you really love Clay as a former president? Just
all it was father stuff, father-son stuff. I made that whole relationship father-son.
That's great.
I mean, I do that in a lot of my work, but I made a lot of that whole thing was.
You didn't really know your father that well, did you?
In real life?
Your real father?
No.
So this must have been a cool choice for you too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that
to strive for something that perhaps you didn't quite have 100%.
Well, Juice didn't know his dad. Kurt would
Right.
always tell me that. You know, his dad left 2 days
Right.
before Christmas. That's the date on top of his head. That's when they show that tattoo.
Okay.
On top of his head. The date was 12/23, like 80 something.
Wow.
And it's his father left 2 days before Christmas. So he didn't know his father. And obviously there's a lot of stuff with Juice's father throughout the series, throughout 7 seasons. And I think that Clay represented a couple of things that we've always said. He represents Sam Crow. That's the facts.
Without a doubt.
All over the world, he is the figurehead. He's the Reaper.
Without a doubt.
He also represents a father figure for Juice. And he wants him to be okay, because he feels that if Clay goes, the thing that he loves the most, which is the club, goes. If Clay is gone, I don't think Juice even realizes that Clay's not president anymore in his head. Like Clay is bigger than the president.
Juice probably thought it's just a changing of the chairs for right now. Like a changing of the chairs.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
He'll be once he's healthy, he'll be back.
Yeah.
And he's the founder. He's, I didn't know JT. Clay is the second most influential person on that Reaper being born, and Piney, you could say, but from what we know, Clay shaped the guns, the money, the way it is, probably is involved in every single brick that made Sam Crow, with John not being there. And I think Juice understands all that. And so there is this really fatherly thing. And I think that in this scene, there's something that happens here. One, I thought he was way too high strung and emotional, but that's Juice. So for me to see it now, it's very hard.
It's fine.
I got to tell you, the shots that he did with the guns in frame is fucking amazing. Because Jax comes in with Clay. So after Juice leaves, Juice is gone. They roll up. Chibs leaves with Juice. Jax and Clay, if you notice in that scene.
And before you get there, I just got to say, bro, I got to add to this. This kind of shit with you rolling out Chibs and Jax, that is real SOA shit. That is the arena that I loved watching more than anything, was the SOA club guys and girls shit. That was just so fun to see where it was going to go.
Yeah. And again, it's just, who's with who? Jax gives Juice the look. Chibs is like still calling him Juicy Boy. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Chibs is always one trying to keep the peace. And again, the framing of the shots was that you were keeping a gun in every scene.
Yeah.
So it's fucking
Good
beautiful,
point.
beautiful work, right? Beautiful work. And that's all Weller. Beautiful work.
Good point.
So, and that's to show the danger of these two being in the same room. So now we go to the montage scene. Little things you see in the back. Juice is drinking. Tig on security with the cigarette, right?
Can I just say to everybody watching, guys, you know where that was? That beautiful little cabin, that piney go away cabin, was right on set. We had that right on set. We had trees and foliage.
Not outside.
And not outside. It was right inside. And they added the crickets later and the Foley later. And it was just an easy, beautiful, fun time for me with my gun, taking care of Tara inside. That was a fun day.
So now let's just get to these last two moments that occur. First of all, how did they miss on that drive-by?
And it was, correct me, but wasn't it range? It was really close range, really bad shooting. A gang that can't shoot straight, obviously. Bikes are down again. Johnny, our bike guy on SOA, had more bikes coming and going than we could even, remember. Both the boys are down. They're not shot or killed, so that's good. The show gets to continue.
Sure.
And then they pull off a hood, and one of the guys is a black guy. What?
Who is that?
I don't know.
Me neither.
That's why we're watching next week.
That's why we fucking
and the week after.
These. That's why we're on number 60.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Not a clue.
Okay, so let's go to the last part. And first of all, just to get it on these accidents that occur, these accidents with motorcycles, is it always in a ravine? Is there always a ravine?
A ravine, soft sand, dirt, down. Never across, never saddle, always
Never.
down.
Yeah, never like a fucking mall next to it. Never. It's always in a ravine.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. They're always going to roll down a hill.
SOA ambush 101. Make sure
the
it's
Reaper
by
rolls
a ravine.
down the hill. If you're in a Reaper, you're rolling down a hill if you get shot off a bike.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. So the Gemma scene.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it.
I only remembered truly when the two boys were strapped into her car truck, and it was nighttime, and I thought, oh yeah, this is the
when she starts closing the eyes, right?
Yeah, closing the eyes and smoking the pot.
This is a bad fucking scene if you're an audience member in whatever year this is and you're watching this, because you know what's coming. And I got to tell you, we did something just like the hanging of Juice, where it goes off camera when Juice hangs himself. Coming up, the car goes off the road and the camera stays in frame as the car goes past it, and then you hear a big boom. So you never actually see the physical accident, but it sounds really bad.
Really bad.
But then what you do see is that fucking blood and
little tiny drops of blood dropping onto the back seat from, Abel, I assume. What?
Yeah. There is
Emma's out.
There's hell to pay coming up.
Oh, this is a ride I want no part of.
No part of this wild ride. I've been on mine, and I got to tell you something. I don't even know what the fuck is coming up.
Neither do I, but I have a feeling Jax is not going to be very happy. He's not going to be cheering for his English football team because this is crazy time. Crazy.
And I'm going to tell you right at this moment, season 5 is fucking great.
It's getting really ramped up again,
but it's great.
Yep. Yep.
Knowing what's coming up later with Tig, knowing the stuff that's coming up, like this is a fucking great season.
Homeboy, we only got 6 left. Like we got the whole Tig Pope thing coming up. We got the whole Clay. What happens? We got, and they're looking for Frankie Diamonds in that little scene that Jackson Clay had. Let's find Frankie and we'll ask him that. What's going to happen there?
I remember something with the cabin.
Cabin?
Yeah, we did something in a cabin.
Way too many brain cells gone for me.
I gotta go.
Hey man, much love.
Love you.
Killed it as usual.
Stay away from wild dogs.
Love to the fan. Love you.
Stay away from wild dogs. Love you.
What a story. Goodbye.
What a wild ride. Goodbye.